Hello everyone, it's XNYC Prepper, and today I am making a video about equalizers, because in life you need to be equal, like the left is always pushing for equality. So us older people and us smaller sized people and disabled people, we also need to defend ourselves. And if you live in a state like I live, where handguns are not legal, or any gun is not legal in New York City, then you need to improvise. So today I want this table down, and I put some of the weapons that can and cannot be used or carried, what you should and you should not carry. This is my own personal preference, so everybody's different. But let me try to put this tripod on here. But the bottom line is, with so many criminals roaming the streets, and most of them, I would say 70% of them have knives on them, okay, and they are not afraid to use it. So you need to have some sort of improvised weapon, a weapon that you can carry and not have problems with the cops, depending on where you're at. If you live in a place like Los Angeles or Chicago or New York City, then you need to be careful what you're carrying, because it could get you in trouble, even if you defend yourself. But even that is worth it. I'd rather be alive than dead, worrying about, I'm not going to worry about the police. I'm going to worry about saving my life. And, all right, so let me go through some of this stuff here. These are some of the stuff, and here I'm going to show you guys what I carry on me personally and what I keep in my truck next to me all the time. And we're going to start off with what you should not have. Nunchakus. Nunchakus have been illegal in New York City for a long, long time. But recently, after, I don't know, 20 some odd years, they legalized them again. They said, okay, it's not a problem for you to carry it, I guess. But I'll tell you one thing. How would you carry nunchakus with you in your vehicle? Just right there next to you? No, you can't do that. If you keep it in a gym bag with your martial arts equipment, and you have a pair of nunchakus there, and you get stopped by the cops, they're not going to say anything, right? Right behind the back, baby. Yeah. So it all depends on how you're keeping your weapons. I wouldn't recommend driving around with nunchakus. Some cops are not going to be happy with that, even though in a lot of places it's legal. But at least keep it in a gym bag. Machete. Heck no. You can't drive around town with a machete next to you there. And what are you going to tell the cops? Oh, I'm cutting weeds in my property. That's not going to flow. It's not going to go. Don't carry a machete. This is a tunfa, a baton, right? Very, very effective. Wow, you could mess somebody up real bad with this bad boy, right? You could use it for blocks. These strikes like this, oh my God, you'll just break right through anybody's ribs, no problem. You'll smash their face. But again, it's a martial arts weapon. Cops are not going to take it too kindly for you to be driving around with this, unless you have a martial arts bag, and you're telling them you're doing demonstrations and this and that, and that's why it's there, or for training when you go to the dojo. But you're taking a chance with something like this. Here you go, a cane. a cane is absolutely one of the very best weapons that you can carry in your car, in your truck, in the seat right next to you. Okay? And the cane could save you so many ways. I'll tell you one thing, if I got stuck, I had to break the window, I would actually use my cane and break the window. Right now, this is a training cane. It's made out of foam and tape. But my other canes are up in the cabin. I didn't bring them. They're made of hickory and oak, and that's no joke. Okay, so the cane, that's a great one to keep next to you legally. What else can you keep with you legally next to you? I'll show you. What if you carry a little tool bag? Just leave it right there inside your vehicle. And inside the tool bag, you might have a big crescent wrench like this. So you go out there and buy yourself a big heavy crescent wrench. Some of them have a little some insulation here that you can grip it better. But this is deadly. This is a deadly piece of metal. You know, you hit somebody in the head with this bad boy or in the face, and they're gonna lose all their teeth. And what can the cops do? If you can legally have, I'm a plumber and an HVAC man, and I carry a tool bag next to me everywhere I go. Inside that tool bag, I have giant screwdrivers. I have giant crescent wrenches like this. I have a hammer. Look at this hammer. I put tape on it so I could wrap it. Why? Why does it have tape? That way you don't lose it. But it's also good, like, let's say you're up on a ladder and you're hammering something and it slips out. You ain't got to go back down to pick up your hammer. It's going to be with you all the time. Also in self-defense. This hammer here, guys, I'm going to tell you a secret. I sharpened this. This is so sharp, you could almost shave. I actually sharpened it. This will dig through. I mean, I'll tear things apart, break things apart. I will tear and break with this bad boy. And I can have it in my truck. You know, I could have it in my truck. Inside that tool bag, keep a box of nails. Keep a box of nails. Hey, you want to keep a big one? A big giant nail? You can. All right, as long as it's in that bag. And this here is one formidable weapon. It's very, very pointy. You'll dig this right through somebody's body. You know, and it's just a piece, it's just a nail. Or a spike, actually. This is a spike. This is probably, I'd say, a 10-inch spike. And it's almost the same as having a 10-inch knife, but you know, you're stabbing instead of, but yeah, if you hit somebody even like this with this, across the face or something, you swing at that with them, you know, it's gonna hurt a lot. So you can have stuff, you can have tools in your truck, in your vehicle, next to you. You can have a cane. You can have stuff like that. This is something I highly recommend that you keep in your vehicle and in your pocket. And if myself personally, if I'm riding the subways in New York City, I keep two of them. Two of them. I'm not playing, because in the city, you get attacked not by one person. Sometimes it's 4, 5, or 6 of them. If you get one of these, excuse me for saying, guys, I don't want to disrespect any nationality or anybody. But if you get some of these Venezuelan gang members, they're driving around in mopeds, or they're in groups of 4 or 5 of them. They want to attack you and mug you. You know, one might not be sufficient. 2, I keep 2 of them. This is gel, okay? It's gel pepper mace. You don't want the spray one, because the spray one, if it's windy, it's going to spray all over the place. It'll probably spray into your face, but not this gel one. And this is something that you use in a form of surprise. When they're right up on you, okay, you whip it out and don't just warn them. Say, hey, I got mace here. You come near me, I'm going to spray you. And you do this like if you're pointing a gun at them. That's bullshit, okay? Use this in a matter of surprise. Don't let them know that you have it. You can keep it in your hands like this, all right? and you could surprise them. And if you got two of them, it's a lot better. Here goes a weapon. This telephone, this is my other phone. I have two cell phones. I'm actually recording this on my Samsung S24 cell phone, but this is my other cell phone, my emergency cell phone, and it's very hard. If you keep this cell phone in your hand and you hit, see Mr. Bob? And you hit somebody, boom, with this cell phone, in the nose, in the throat, it'll work. You might break your cell phone, big deal. That's what you got insurance for. Unless you got a cheap cell phone, then you just get another one. But this is hard. You hold it like this, and you strike a person into the vital areas. When you are older like me, okay, I'm just using myself as an example, but I'll tell you what, I can go in the ring right now, and I can fight. I definitely can do 3 rounds. All right, I'm working my stamina and my strength, but I can do 3 rounds, 3 2-minute or even 3-minute rounds. I can do them in MMA with a younger man, you know, half my age, and I'll whip his ass. All right, because I'm not your average old man like it says here. All right, assuming I was like most old men. That ain't me, because I've been training my entire life. You know, I've been training in martial arts since I was 12 years old. I was a black belt at 18, and from there, after that, I trained in many other combative sports. Judo, boxing, Chinese Kempo karate, which is what I am a black belt in. And so, yeah, if you're on the phone and somebody attacks you, they're coming at you, dude, boom, boom, use that phone. I went through this one yesterday, the belt. It's a great, great weapon. Okay, great weapon. If you can pull that belt out fast enough, and I'd recommend you get one of these guys here, instead of the kind that, a leather belt that, you know, buckles in like this, right? But this is so easy to loosen up. 1, 2, 3. And you wrap that sucker around your hands once or twice, and you have a formidable weapon here. How do you attack with this belt? In case you didn't see my video yesterday, I highly recommend that you use this cane as a whip. Okay, you're not gonna. If somebody has a knife, you don't try to disarm him like this. You can do that with what? With a cane. Hell yeah! And with a cane, I got 5 feet of length over him. So I'm stepping backwards, and I'm gonna break his freaking hand, his arm, and he's gonna drop that. But not with this. He's not gonna drop it. So what you need to do is attack appropriately with this. And the way you do is you want to attack so he cannot block it. If you attack a person horizontally with this, whoom, they're gonna come into you, or they're gonna step back. They're gonna see this because you can see that movement. Or they'll take the hit and they're gonna come into you and stab you up. And a knife is no joke. A knife attack, you will go to the cemetery. You'll be dead. You'll bleed out, man. So you need to prepare for this stuff. This is serious stuff. The world is going crazy nowadays, guys. But take this seriously. You grab that belt once, twice, doesn't matter. You're gonna hold on to this end here. You're gonna use the buckle. Very soon, I'm gonna start making custom self-defense belts with custom buckles that are gonna be extra heavy, and they're gonna have target points on them. Because formerly, I am a craftsman, and I was a jeweler for many, many years, and I can make anything out of metal. And I love that. And I actually did make one years ago, and I don't know what happened to it. It was awesome. I made an octagonal, made of silver and gold, when silver and gold was a lot cheaper. And I made that back in the 90s. It was octagonal in shape, and I had an American eagle in the center with human muscles like this. And can you imagine the American eagle in the center with human muscles? It was a bad buckle. And I'm gonna make more stuff like that. But getting back to this, the way you swing this is, you wanna swing so he can't stop it. So you're gonna go like this, and you're coming down, downward like this, down. Not this way, not that way, not that way, but straight down on the top of his head, or hopefully you land on his face and his nose, such as like this. Did you see that? All right, you're coming straight down. And it's gonna bounce back at you. If you do it like this, boom, it's gonna bounce back at you and hit you. All right, just like nunchakus, you have to know how to, unless you practice on a bag, you're never gonna learn how it bounces back and hits you. It can hit you and mess you up too. So, but in any case, what you wanna do with this is you're holding it like this, okay? In a self-defense manner. But when he comes right over to the top of his head. See that? Right over the top of his head. And then follow with a kick. Whoa. Use your legs to keep him far away. But the belt is a very, very formidable weapon if you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, you're going to get in trouble. He's going to take away that belt and probably strangle you with this thing. And that's another thing, that with a belt, if you're grappling with an opponent, you have the opportunity to grab him by his neck, by his arm, by his leg, and you can actually maneuver him or choke him out with this bad boy real fast. You could kill him, actually. You could kill him with this. So you got to be careful. But everybody wears a belt. And when I start making my custom belts, if anybody wants to buy one, I'll let you know. This is a little brush. Yeah, I don't want to take off my, let me show my face a little bit here. It's got a spike in it, you see that? It's made of plastic. I keep this with me. I keep it in my bag when I'm doing estimates, whatever. I use it to comb my hair. But if I keep this in my pocket here, and somebody attacks me from behind, and I pull it out like this, and I, boom, boom, I go for his legs, I spike his leg with this bad boy, he's gonna have a real bad day. So I picked this up, excuse me, on eBay. Here's something. When you go to Home Depot, you ever see these flat pencils? Yeah, everybody's seen the flat pencils, right? I got two of them here. This one's red. It's got red inside. I haven't sharpened it yet because they're brand new, and this is another one. It's got regular lead inside. And there are numerous reasons why they make these flat. The major reason is because if you're working and with a pencil and you're marking things, let's say you're a carpenter, okay? Even plumbers, us plumbers, we mark walls, we mark floors, we mark pipes. You can place this on a table. Let me bring this down. You can place it on the table and it's not going to fall, it's not going to roll off. That's one of the reasons. Another thing about the flat pencil, this width here is a 1/2 inch. You can actually use another one and mark off on a piece of paper if you're in a jam. Boom, boom, that's a 1/2 inch. This here, this width here is a 1/4 inch. So it has these two measurements, a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch measurement on it, that in case you need to mark something, you don't have your tape measure or a ruler, and you're in the jam, you could actually do that with this. And then the best thing about these things is you can use these as self-defense weapons. You can keep one in your pocket, you can keep one in your pocketbook, you can keep one in your car right there where it's easy to grab in case somebody sticks their hand through the window. Boom, All right, you can sharpen the hell out. This is these. The other thing is the lead. The lead is a lot thicker than the round one. It's a lot of lead in there. The tip, and they're deadly. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to try to sacrifice this one here, and I'm going to hit the bag with it. And I'll tell you, you can hold it like this, okay, and you can strike, hammer strikes. You know, you can get on your stance, boom, 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 and hammer strike. Or you can hold it like this. So don't get this is with this it doesn't come out of your hand that easy. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. This way is pretty good because you have more length, but you don't need the more length. You can attack both ways anywhere you hit this. So let me see. I'm going to hit Mr. Bob with it. He's not going to be too happy, I don't think, but he volunteered. Here we go. So I'm just going to hit him in the temple with this guy. I'm swinging right for his temple. See that? And I held it just like this. It didn't come out of my hand. And I'm going to use all my strength here. I want to see what happens. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't even move. It moves centimeters. Stays in your grip. Let's try this one. Oh, very formidable. It doesn't break. All right, you get it for 20 cents at Home Depot, and you could next time you go to Home Depot, buy $1's worth. Okay, sharpen a few of them. Keep this one's dull. I'm using it as a kubotan, as a small kubotan, as a small piece of wood, what they used to use in Japan years ago. It's the same thing. All right, it may not be as strong as a kubotan. Yeah, you could break it like this, but if you hit it like this, like that, it's not breaking. It's only gonna break like this. Oh yeah, I dropped it. The flat pencil. All right, let me get to some other weapons. These are some of my very favorite weapons. The flashlight. Yeah, baby. The flashlight is deadly. Here I got a heavy duty one. This is all metal construction, and it is vicious. If I hit somebody with this thing, same thing as you're gonna break anything, any part of the body that you hit with this thing. This is a smaller one. I always keep this smaller one with me in my pocket, sometimes at nighttime in the evening. But this stays in my vehicle all the time. And let me show you a couple other ones. This is an old school mag light. Remember these? A few cops have actually killed people with these things in the past. Excuse me for saying that, police officers. I got none against you. Mag light, you see that? So you can probably pick one up on eBay, you know, and this, I keep it in my truck right here in that little compartment over here to the side, so I can pull it out. And this is a baton. This is a steel baton. Anything you hit with this thing, either way, doesn't matter, you're breaking. And you can legally have this in your vehicle. Have it in your tool bag, along with your hammer and your giant crescent wrench. These are tools. Yeah, but the mag light, if you could get your hands on one of these things, keep it, put it on your truck. And by the way, the light itself is very powerful. It's strong because you have, I think it's 3D batteries in here. Here I have a flashlight. It's not charged. I'm sorry, I apologize. That's the charging wire. And this bad boy is a flashlight, but it's also a stun gun, as you can see. And it comes with a little hole, so you can pick these things up online, you know. And it's very formidable when it's working. Man, it's, you can see that electricity going across that. And if you jam somebody with that, they're out. They're going to be out for the count for a good while. So a stun gun, flashlight. Over here I got knives. Just let me show you guys some of the knives that I have. Sorry about that, this is part 2. This is some of the knives that I have. And can you carry around anything like this? Not really. Yeah, you can carry, this is a buck knife. Right, a folding knife. You can carry a folding knife. A lot of people carry folding knives. That's one of the most famous, a buck 110. Hope it's on, there we go. Yeah, you can carry a folding knife. But can you carry a knife like this? Check this one out here. This is a cold steel. OSS. Alright, this is one of my fighting knives. No, you can't. You can't have this in your car. You'll be up Schitt's Creek if the cop pulls you over, or if you have to defend yourself with such a thing. So, but you can have a folding knife. Why not? This is a neck knife. This is what I carry. This little tiny neck knife will do as much damage as any large knife, because once you get plugged with this bad boy, it doesn't matter that it's only a 2.5-inch blade. You're gonna cry. All right, you're gonna cry. So that's all I got as far as for weapons here. I got a mess here, look, as you guys can see here. But yeah, you need to learn to have an equalizer with you when you're in dangerous neighborhoods, or even in a good neighborhood. Those crazy people are everywhere. So all right, XNYC Prepper here. Prepare to stay ready for whatever comes your way always. If, like I said, if you're an older person. Oh, something else I want to go through with you guys. When you're attacking an opponent, okay, this is not, you're not boxing, you're not in the ring, you know, you're concentrating on throwing the jab and the right cross and all that, okay. But when you're in the streets and you're older like me, you really want to connect to vulnerable areas. So you're not just punching wild trying to hit the guy in the chin and knock him out, or hit him in the head or in the belly. It's not going to really do much, but sometimes it does, it depends. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to go for the eyes, you're trying to go for the throat, you're trying to go for his ear, to rip at the ear, okay? You know, are you trying to get him in the solar plexus? It's hard to hit somebody in the solar plexus. They're going to move and you're probably going to miss. But the groin, you won't miss, okay? If you learn how to attack the groin, the eyes, the ears, the throat, the groin, the kneecap, okay, and the bottom of his leg. These are all vulnerable areas that you need to attack. So, you know, practice your finger jabs. When you're throwing a finger jab to the face, to the eyes, your hand should be bent, twisted like this, not straight. You're gonna break your fingers. He's gonna turn his head, he's gonna react, and you're gonna hit him in the side of the head or on the top of the head here, and you're gonna break your fingers. But if you attack him, such as like a tiger claw, you're trying to palm him in his nose or his mouth, and like you want to stick your fingers in his eyes, but you really want to gouge his eyes. You want to scratch his eyes. And if females out there, ladies, you have a great weapon that you can use. I'm not saying to grow your fingernails real big and long, because that doesn't work that way. You're going to break them and you're going to hurt yourself. But if you have a little amount of fingernails, okay, manicured beautifully, and those fingernails could be deadly, all right? Learn that eye gouge. You attack the face. If you have, you scratch that face, scratch his eyes if you have to. You got to do what you got to do to defend yourself. I know it sounds bad, but God will forgive you for this because you're protecting yourself and your family. He doesn't want us to be just plain sheep. We are sheep, but we're wolves. I forgot how the saying goes. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so yeah, when you're attacking the eye, let's see if I can. All right, that should be good. Like this. Right through the throat, you see? You're going for his eyes, you're going for the throat, you're going for the groin, okay? You're grabbing the ears, you're ripping the ears, you're grabbing the hair if you can. That's how you fight in the street. Okay? No Mr. Nice Guy, there's no rules. Anything that's dirty and downright dirty and mean, that's what you want to do. You have no choice. So I would recommend getting a bag. If you don't have a bag, make a bag. Get yourself some a canvas bag somewhere from Home Depot or the vegetable stand and fill it up with some stuff and hang it. Make it a little bit heavy and work with that, with your weapons. You know, if you're gonna carry a flashlight, then work with flashlight. Work with it. You got to see how it feels in your hand when you attack with this weapon. Here goes my mag light. Oh, madonna. Oh, excuse that Italian thing. I apologize. But look at this. I mean, it's got enough that you can actually do a rifle strike with this guy. Here's the rifle strike. Here's it right through his face. You step into him. But if you keep everything away and you don't practice on the bag, you're not going to feel how it feels to hit the impact. It's very important for your own safety that you don't hurt yourself. This goes without saying. I'm not even going to try Mr. Bob with this guy here because I'll tear him apart. And I keep this in my truck all the time. Anyway, enough said. Have a great day, everybody. Stay dangerous, prepare to stay ready for whatever comes your way always. And guys, keep on training. You got to get your body in shape because all of this that I just explained, if you're so out of shape that you can't maneuver, you can't walk, you can't run, you can't fight, you have no stamina, you have no strength, it's really not going to work. And it's never too late. I am a senior citizen. I ain't gonna tell you my age, but I'm a senior citizen. And I'm never gonna give up. I see myself in my 70s and 80s doing the same thing I do now. As a matter of fact, I believe that I could be even stronger and faster at that age. I always said that before I die, by the time I die, I'll be throwing jump spinning heel kicks into my groin meats. It's that white mark on there. Well, powerful kick. And you follow it up. Anyway, I had enough. Take care. Bye-bye.